thing. This dude showed up to Batman with Bruce Wayne at his house and like, oh, I want to be part of the team now. I'm like, what? Man, what? Like, what? Welcome to Travis Reviews, where I review any TV shows and movies, manga, animated related, comic books related also. Let's talk about the Justice League Zack Snyder edition. There's a lot of stuff I like, and there's some stuff I didn't like. And let me start off with some of the stuff I didn't like. It was a little bit too long. 4 hours was kind of excessive. Like, you could shave at least 30 minutes off. There was some creepy scenes like Aquaman. By the way, before we go, spoiler alert, it's going to be in the title. It's going to be before you start this video. So if you hear it now, just know it's always going to be spoilers. Okay. So there's a scene with Aquaman leaving this town, and these girls singing this hymn or song or whatever. And one girl just sniffed his clothes. I'm like, dude, why? That was creepy. That was really creepy. No, that's nowhere near. That's not okay. That is not okay. By any means, that is not okay. And like, I'm like, if you really get the picture, like, this dude came from the oceans and then went back in the ocean. So this mother wet, fishy. So it's just that was creepy. The epilogue, where there's several different scenes, basically all mashed together. Each scene or each thing tells its own little story. Like, that's where you get the Dark Knight visions and stuff like that, like what happens in the future, stuff like that. And then you had Lex Luthor thing too. Like, some of that stuff, like, it was one more thing. I can't remember what it was, but some of that stuff could have been just cut off, or that could have been end credits where it really don't count. You don't need to watch it. But him explaining what the mother box does a couple times, that stuff could have been cut off. But other than that, I would say it had to be 3 hours and 30 minutes. Like, you could have cut 30 minutes off, but it had to at least be 3 hours and 30, at least 3 hours. The 2 hours Joss Whedon one, yeah, that was ridiculous. Like, he changed stuff unnecessarily, apparently. But let me go to what I like. I like how it's explored Cyborg and Flash. Like, I now understand why Flash moves the way he did. Like, in the Joss Whedon, I didn't understand why he moved that way. Like, why is he acting like he's skating? But it showed in Zack Snyder, like, because he moving so fast, the slightest thing produced so much force. Like, there was one scene, he just poked the glass and the glass shattered. So imagine you running, you putting force and you pushing out. You pushing out so you can propel yourself. So it also showed it in like the Irish car scene where he trying to brace himself. He creates a little crater in the street. So that's why he acts like he almost skating and gliding. So he minimizes the damage around him. It also showed in the crash, like, where he just gently pushing things in a certain direction, so where he doesn't cause too much damage to the person that he's trying to save or things around him. So I like that. This also explains Cyborg's powers. I knew what Cyborg could do, but it didn't explain it in the Joss Whedon, but it explained it here. Like, he basically pet God, basically. Like, there's one thing he's seeing the mom struggling and trying to make money. So what he did was he went into, and I like how it showed how he goes into cyberspace. It's like his own little world. and like he made more money for her by like taking it, showed a wad of cash and he showed it extending it. You know, like that little TikTok trend where you extend the books or whatever. But he did that with the money, and it shows that she got so much money she didn't know where he got it from. But yeah, so yeah, I like that. I like how everything was explained, so you understand his demeanor, his motto, whatever the word was. You understand him. So in the relationship with him and Aquaman, I remember in Joss Whedon's, Aquaman was so aggressive and so against everything and challenges him and everything. But in this one, he's more caring. There was like, you know, he understood like you asking a kid to do something, like a kid just got his powers like a couple of days ago, and asking him to put his life on the line to save the world and stuff like that. So I like that. I really do. The scene with they trying to think about resurrecting Superman. It's not Batman's idea. He's trying to convince or force people to do it. It's they coming up with the idea together. It shows them as a team. Like that's what the main thing I feel like in Joss Whedon. They really didn't show Justice League as a team. It was super individuals just doing shit, doing things. Why in this one, it's a team. It's a team. Like there's a little bickering, but it's not really arguing. Everybody's trying to figure out what's going on in their own little separate ways. Some stuff are forced in their like their hands are forced. Like Aquaman really didn't want to do it, but I forget, dude. Steppenwolf. Okay, yeah. So Steppenwolf forced Aquaman's hand by attacking him in the ocean and stuff like that. So he understands it's a big threat. It shows darksied. That's why I also like darksied and Apocalypse and everything. It shows that and how intimidating it is. It explains people in the situations a lot better than Joss Whedon. So I would say if you had to pick between the two, definitely go with Zack Snyder's, but also keep in mind it's going to be a long one. Oh, and by the way, there's another thing I didn't like, Martian Manhunter. I'm sorry, I did not like Martian Manhunter in this. For the two scenes that he actually in, they did him dirty. They did him dirty. First of all, the first scene, he's basically Martha Kent talking to Lois Lane, which that took away from the whole Martha Kent Lois Lane scene for me. And then secondly, at the end of everything, that was it. Like at the end of everything, this dude showed up to Batman with Bruce Wayne at his house and like, oh, I want to be part of the team now. I'm like, what? Man, what? Like, what were you when they was getting their butt whooped? Where were you when Steppenwolf was slapping him left and right? Where were you at the Amazon, when the Amazon was getting killed? Where were you? How you gonna show up after everything you said and done, talking about I want a piece of the cake too? Oh, you put in on this. Go somewhere. And Batman like, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah. That's like you can tell he just had enough with flying aliens and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it for my review. I'll give it Zack Snyder A. It was short from an A+ because of the runtime was being too long, but it was needed for the most part. So that's been my review. Travis out. Have a good one. Y'all stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Peace.